All right, Bears fans, day one of minicamp is officially in the books. And let me tell you, there's already a different kind of energy coming out of Halas Hall. We're only just getting started with this new coaching regime, but the early signs are giving plenty of reasons to be optimistic. Cole Kmet and DJ Moore both spoke to the media after practice, and their comments offered a glimpse into what's going on behind the scenes. If you're someone who's been following this team closely over the last few years, you'll definitely feel the shift in tone. This isn't just another offseason filled with the usual cliches. There's something real happening here. Something detail-driven, intense, and with a clear focus on accountability. Now let's start with Cole Kmet. This was the first time he's spoken from the podium since the team brought in their new offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. And while he admitted he was a bit surprised by the drafting of a tight end, probably referring to the addition of rookie Cole Turner, he also made it clear that any questions or confusion were quickly addressed in conversations with Johnson. What stood out the most wasn't the roster move, though. It was what he had to say about the way this coaching staff operates. Cole described it perfectly. These coaches are absolutely relentless about the details. That word, relentless, kept coming up. And if you think about the successful organizations across any professional field, business, tech, football, whatever, it's always the ones obsessed with the smallest details that end up on top. According to Kmet, you can feel it in the meetings. It's not just that the coaches are prepared, it's that they won't let anything slide. That means if you're lined up a yard too far left or half a step off in your route timing, you're going to hear about it. Not because they're trying to be harsh, but because they know those seemingly minor things add up. He even laughed about it, recalling a moment during OTAs when he was misaligned by about a yard and Johnson got on him immediately. It wasn't about embarrassment, it was about accountability. And the best part, Kmet actually appreciated it. He said flat out, "I was probably a yard off," and then added, "He just won't let that stuff go." That right there is what builds a championship culture. You can almost picture it. A guy like Kmet, a veteran now, someone who's been in the league for a few years, laughing it off because deep down he knows this is what great coaching looks like. And the way Johnson handled it, not in a condescending way, but more like, "I was trying to get you the damn football. Help me help you." That's what good coaching is. It's teaching, correcting, pushing players to be better, and it's doing it with intention and a plan. And this isn't just about Cole Kmet. This theme of detail obsession has been coming up with other players too. You look around and suddenly the entire atmosphere feels elevated. The pace of practice, the communication, even the energy after reps, it's all different. You hear stories of Johnson not letting anything slide, whether it's a foot placement for a wideout or a blocking angle for a running back. He's on everyone, every rep, and what's really cool is how the players are buying it. There's always positive reinforcement after the critique, but the standard doesn't drop. Not for anybody. And that sets the tone from top to bottom. DJ Moore echoed a lot of that same sentiment in his own comments. When asked what it's like working with his staff, he called it fun, but intense. He emphasized how much preparation goes into each practice and how crucial it is to know the playbook inside and out. What really stood out was his awareness of body language. Now, if you remember from last season, DJ caught some criticism for a few moments on the field where he maybe looked disengaged, taking a little too long to get up after a play, or just not bringing the energy people expect from a top receiver. That kind of thing can spiral, especially when fans and media latch onto it. But DJ addressed it head on. He admitted there was a moment in practice recently where his body language wasn't great, and the staff shut it down immediately. Later, not in a film session, but right then and there. That kind of coaching, that's rare. And even more impressive was DJ's response. He didn't argue. He didn't deflect. He just said, "Yeah, can't do that," and move forward. That's what accountability looks like. It's one thing to say next play. It's another to live it and adjust in real time. And this coaching staff is making sure that accountability is non-negotiable. What fires me up even more is that these aren't practice squad guys being called out. We're talking about top-tier players. Kmet just got paid. DJ Moore is one of the highest paid players on the roster, and yet they're being coached as hard as anyone. That's the sign of a real culture shift. Because if the leaders of your team, the guys with the most money, the most experience, the biggest contracts, are getting held to the highest standard, you better believe everyone else will fall in line. There's no star treatment going on here. If you're out of position, you're getting corrected. If your effort is off, you're hearing about it. And if your attitude isn't locked in, it gets addressed immediately. That sends a message, loud and clear. This coaching staff is not here to coddle anyone. They're here to build a contender. And that starts now. Not in week 1, not at training camp, but right now in June. This is the install phase, the foundation setting time. This is when bad habits get eliminated and expectations get locked in. You skip steps now, you pay for it later. And based on everything we're hearing and seeing, these coaches aren't skipping a single step. There was even a moment, and this is such a classic example of high-level coaching, where Johnson stopped a drill to correct alignment that was off by less than a yard. To the average eye, it's almost nothing. But to someone who knows the system, who's building a precise offense, that small mistake could mean the difference between a 5-yard gain and a busted play. Johnson's message is simple. Do it right every time, or we're going to stop and do it again. That attention to detail becomes contagious. And once that mindset takes over the locker room, you're talking about a team that's mentally sharp, physically prepared, and ready to execute at a high level. Another thing worth noting is how much this staff is emphasizing standards. Not just effort, but results. There's a huge difference between working hard and working smart. A player can run full speed every snap, but if he's lined up wrong or doesn't understand his assignment, it's wasted motion. What Johnson and the rest of this crew are drilling into their players is execution with purpose. That means knowing your role, trusting the scheme, and staying locked in even on the little things. Because in this league, it's those little things that separate the good teams from the great ones. Think about it. How many times have we seen this Bears team in the past lose games by one possession? By one busted coverage, one missed assignment, one wrong route? It adds up. And if you don't have coaches who are relentless about fixing those things in the offseason, you're never going to fix them when the lights are on. That's what gives this current staff an edge. They're not waiting for Sundays to teach. They're doing it now. Every walkthrough, every rep, every meeting. That's the standard. And the players are buying in because they see it's real. Even DJ Moore, a guy who could easily coast on talent alone, is talking about how demanding this staff is. That tells you everything you need to know, because guys like him don't usually speak that way unless they believe in the process. He even acknowledged that the standard is clear. You either meet it or you're going to hear about it. No excuses, no explanations. And for a player like DJ to accept that coaching, to embrace it, speaks volumes about the kind of locker room being built. Now, I know it's still early. No one's played a snap yet. And yes, we've seen promising off seasons before that didn't translate to wins. But here's the thing. Culture doesn't start in September. It starts now, in June, in the film room, in the way players respond to corrections, in how they treat the smallest details like they're the biggest deal in the world. Because when you do that enough times, it becomes second nature. And when it becomes second nature, it shows up on Sundays. So far, what we're seeing is a group that's locked in. That's focused. That understands nothing is being handed out this year. This staff is not in the business of letting things slide. And from everything we're hearing, they've made that clear to every single player, from the #1 pick to the last guy on the depth chart. If you're not aligned, you're going to get called out. If you blow an assignment, the play is getting redone. That's the way it should be, and that's how you build a winner. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could become one of the most controversial storylines of the offseason, multiple sources close to the Chicago Bears training camp have hinted at a serious incident involving linebacker TREMAINE Edmunds. According to these whispers, Edmunds allegedly assaulted a fellow Bears teammate during a recent practice session, sparking immediate concern within the organization. While official statements from the team remain elusive, insiders suggest that the altercation was severe, enough to prompt the Bears front office to prepare for swift intervention. Those familiar with the situation describe the incident as inappropriate and completely unacceptable, raising questions about the locker room atmosphere and the leadership within the squad. The identity of the other player involved has not been confirmed, fueling speculation among fans and media alike. Some believe that tensions, possibly stemming from the intense competition during pre-season drills or personal disagreements, might have played a role in the escalation. Others argue that this could be an isolated lapse in judgment from one of the team's defensive cornerstones. For now, details remain scarce, and neither Edmunds nor the Bears have commented publicly on the alleged event. However, the mere suggestion that a key figure such as Edmunds could be involved in such conduct has already sent shockwaves through the fan base. Analysts are quick to note that any disciplinary action from the Bears management could significantly impact the team's defensive plans for the upcoming season. This incident, if confirmed, would not only tarnish the reputation of a player regarded for his professionalism and athletic prowess, but could also disrupt the fragile chemistry the Bears have been meticulously building during the offseason. Whether this turns out to be a minor misunderstanding or a more serious breach of conduct, one thing is certain: the Chicago Bears leadership is poised to step in and address the situation decisively. As the story continues to develop, all eyes will remain on Halas Hall, waiting for clarity and official word from the organization. Until then, the rumor mill keeps spinning, leaving Bears fans and NFL observers alike wondering about the potential ramifications for both Tremaine Edmunds and the team's season ambitions. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.